Story 4. The Sykesville Monster. I just discovered this sub and have been reading your stories. Some are quite frightening. I have a tale from a long time ago I thought I would share. I think it belongs here. I hope I don't bore you.
We'll find out.
I am now a 72-year-old man. This happened long ago, but I remember it so well. The background of this series of events that placed me in a mountain cabin outside of Frederick, Maryland, circa 1969 or 1970. Let's just say that my life at the time was in disarray. I had dropped out of college, my father had died very suddenly and very badly, and I was alienated. I needed to get my mind right. The opportunity to move into an isolated cabin, to live in contemplation and solitude, was welcome. I had some inheritance money to pay for it. To the best of my memory, I was there 8 to 9 months. No TV, but I had books and a radio. I had a library card, but I can't even remember if I had a phone. The story begins when, a month into my stay, a female beagle showed up at my door. She was a lost dog, and I took her in. Never could I train her to do anything, but I fed her, and she was a sweet, if not the brightest dog. A few months in, I began to feel a presence around the isolated cabin. Hard to describe, but it felt like someone was watching. On many occasions, I thought someone might even be looking in my cabin window, watching us. The next phase was the shadowing or the following. I knew the folks a half-mile down the lane, woods all around, and would sometimes visit them at night. Someone, something, was waiting for me and followed closely in the woods behind me in the darkness. You could hear it easily, footsteps in the woods, and it picked up its pace as I did. This not only happened to me, but to my younger brother who visited, and to friends, and it spooked them big time. At night, it was out there, around my cabin. Here's the funny thing, I was never afraid, I never felt threatened, not at all, but at least early on. There was no feeling of malevolence. I spent a good bit of time wandering the vast areas of woodlands around me. There was a state park just up the hill, and the Frederick Municipal Forest went on for miles and miles and miles after that. The whole of western Maryland was much more country than it is now. None of the development had set in yet. In our hikes, the dog and I, we came across evidence of campsites, recent ones, in the woods. Traces of fires, old abandoned buildings that had corners that gave shelter and looked slept in. Garbage, food and drink, paper, what have you. Perhaps hunters, but much of it did not have the organized feel you would get with experienced hunters. The last month of my stay was when things intensified. Maybe he sensed I was preparing to leave. In the mornings, I would find small, dead animals at the bottom of my porch steps. The cabin had a small front porch, screened in with a light door, and 4 wooden steps to the ground. A spotlight would illuminate the long front yard with woods close by on either side. Dead animals began to appear at the bottom of the step every morning. I remember small birds, then a squirrel, a rabbit, even a weasel one day. Like they were offerings. I had to grab them up before the dog ate them. This went on daily for several weeks. One night, very late, I was awoken by some sound. I lay in bed and hear something from the porch. I hopped up, hit the lights, and saw that hound dog, who never learned to sit or stay, standing at the front door, in a perfect point position. She was shaking in fear. She never barked. I heard the door slam and footsteps down the steps. I hit the spotlight but saw nothing. It went out. Nope. I went out. He had been on the porch at my front door, maybe trying to enter. After that, I stayed in at night more and more. The animal offerings got bigger and bigger, larger birds, a possum, a woodchuck. It was not funny. The 2 final gifts were legs from either horses or cows. Big and bloody, one was skinned. Holy shit. The second to last day, the dog left me. I could hear her in the woods howling on a trail following a scent. I looked for her in every way I could, came up in the following weeks, but to no avail. She left as she came. I moved back to the Maryland suburbs of D.C., got an apartment with a friend, got a job, and moved on with my life. One day, not long after I picked up the Washington Post, there was an article about recent encounters with the Sykesville Monster. It described a tall, Yeti-like creature, fur-covered, on 2 legs that would pick out a family or a person and give them attention. I wasn't the only one. That attention described in the article was exactly what happened to me. Following you at night, looking inside the house, gifts, and so on. I was shocked. If I had turned on that spotlight and seen a Bigfoot or a Yeti, I might still be running. But I think I know who it was. Sykesville, Maryland was the location of the Springfield Hospital Center, a large state psychiatric hospital. It was 20 miles or so east of Frederick. Back then, many folks who knew how to live in the woods, they grew up that way, country folk. I think the monster was an escaped patient or just a free schizophrenic who lived outside. This is like all homeless you see in cities now. Probably off his meds and somehow functional and lonely. He would pick people or families to adopt. The camps in the woods could have been him. Nothing to do, he would make mischief. I think he liked me, but sensed I was leaving. I can't prove any of this. It's just my theory. The monster was very much of the time and place, and his behavior was when I noticed in nearly every case on. I do not think he could have survived until the 80s. Deinstitutionalization of mental hospitals threw the mentally ill out into the streets and took away the shelter of hospitals. Unprotected, the mentally ill die. So, that's it. And that's the end of that story. That's actually really spooky.
Yeah, I feel like they're probably right with
It being some person.
Because my thought was like feral people.
Yeah, that's probably the wisest thing. It would be, I would have left so early on, though, if I kept going outside and seeing dead things on my front porch. No way would I have stayed there.
Well, especially like if OP is right and they were getting nervous about them leaving, it's like bigger and bigger offerings. So maybe I'll convince you to stay. It would be my thought.
Yeah.
I can't do body parts, corpses, any of that.
I can't do anything dead unless it's like, it doesn't look like what it was. Like I can do a hamburger because I don't know.
You have taxidermy.
Well, yeah, but that's different. It's different because it's not like a, you know, like they look like what they are. Like my little duckling looks like a duckling. Like it's just like
it does.
And that's cute. I for me, I'm like and I touch them all the time. I'm like
if I ever have to like set something on your desk or like I like.
That's crazy.
I don't like it.
It's so cute. It's so cute.
No,
but I don't like dead things. Like if I went outside, if I saw me gonna cry. I saw somebody hit a prairie dog.
Oh, that's the worst.
The other day.
Yeah.
And that made me cry.
Yeah, that would make me cry too.
Yeah, it was on my way to go wedding dress shopping, and I like literally I was like,
oh, I hate that. Well, yeah, because like driving to the office, there's that road where the little prairie dog holes are like by the street.
Yeah.
And I think I already told you, but I remember like driving and there was like one sitting in like the bike lane, like looking like a little baby one just like looking back and forth, so confused. Yeah. And I'm in like heavy traffic and I'm like watching like my rearview mirror and its mom like ran out and got it and ran back thankfully, but I was so stressed out. I was like, I'm so ready to like stop my car and go save this baby. I was like, do you throw a blanket over it and then throw it back in the hole? Will its mother still love it if it has human scent on it? I don't know.
Yeah. No, this one was like, I saw it was like, it ran in front of me as I was driving, so I like, I know what I was supposed to do, but I swerved.
Oh, I'm swerving.
So I like swerved, so I missed it, and he was like, I saw him like, like, you know, like kind of like duke out, like trying to be like, where do I go? And so I was like, okay, I didn't hit it, and I like kept driving, I looked in my rearview mirror, and the person behind me did it. I was like, oh my God.
You probably cried. My high school boyfriend was such a piece of shit. There was one time we were driving in his grandparents' neighborhood and I was driving the car and he like stomped his foot down and I thought I had hit a cat or something and I was like, did I hit something? He's like, yeah, you did. And I just sobbed. And as I was sobbing, a bird came and hit the side of my mirror and then it died.
That's so sad.
There's a whole stint in my life where like a lot of birds would like fly into glass and just die around me.
Ew.
I don't know. It's done now.
I hate that.
I don't know what that was.
I don't like that.
I don't like it either.
You should get
These
that. I'm
birds
glad it
keep
doesn't
coming
have
into
any.
my yard and killing themselves.
What do I do? I can't help it. Cops don't arrest me. They keep doing it to themselves.
They have a suicide pact or something.
But yeah, this is I mean, I would be really scared. This reminds me, and I don't know why, but there was that book I read about Sasquatches.
Yeah.
The scary book that I read.
Mm-hmm.
And they would throw body parts of the people that they would kill.
I don't like that.
So that's
Not a fan of that at all.
it was a super scary book. It was really good, but it was really graphic.
Hunt still in progress. Okay, this guy included like 2 links.
Yeah.
For reading materials. And it's got eyewitnesses and truck drivers' reports.
Yeah.
Is this UOP?
Are you the big guy?
You're the guy writing this article. But yeah, I could totally see it being like someone who escaped from the institution or someone who like just grew up.
Mm-hmm. And they're living out in the woods. That would explain all the like disorganized camping stuff.
Yeah.
So, if you enjoyed that little story, be sure to watch the full episode here.
And make sure you like, subscribe, and all that jazzy.
Jazzy? I see what you did there. Wait, what was that?